Hello everyone, welcome to Oliveboard. My name is Dinkar and I welcome you all in this session. I hope everybody is doing great, feeling healthy and fine. Welcome again yet to another session of Basics of Economy, and this is going to be our 20th lecture on Basics of Economy. I hope you all have gone through all my earlier lectures on Basics of Economy, and today is the 20th lecture that we are doing on this. And some of the very important topics we have discussed on this all 19 lecture, and today we are discussing yet another more important aspects related to the world. Okay, so today the major important topics is related to the world. That is, we are going to discuss about sustainable development goals that India that the world has pledged in 2015. So we will be just going through some of the historical part of that, like how all these came into being and how it is going to be followed, and what are the goals that we have to achieve in sustainable development goals that every country has to achieve, and what are the issues that are coming while we are trying to achieve the goals. And we will be also discussing on that only, like why this is important and what is the major reason behind why the things are lacking behind. And just now, like since last 2 years, the COVID-19 situation and the pandemic has taken over the world, so we have to add that part also to each and every goals. Okay, so I again just welcome all of you, and if the people are there, please just say hi to me so that I can just uh, address you by your names if possible. Guys, please write anything, hi or hello, whatever it is. So two people are there, I think. Neetu, hello Neetu, hello Lalit, welcome to the session. Great to see you guys, always on time and in each and every lecture. Thank you so much for such a regular appearance of yours, and thank you for joining the session. Okay, so we will be starting with our sustainable development goals. Hello, Roy. Welcome to the session. Great to see you. So, today we will be discussing about sustainable development goals. I hope everybody has known to this. See, before starting of the session, I have to tell each and everyone that here we are not discussing any of the technicalities, detailed or anything like that. It is just for those people who have just started any of the preparation. So if they wanted to know anything regarding the economy, they can go through all my lectures. So basics understanding you will get regarding the economics. Okay, it is not like we are getting into very deeper type of things or something like that. No, we are not getting deeper into that. We are just understanding what is all things are there that is going throughout the world. Okay, so sustainable development goal agenda. Okay, so this 2030 agenda, because that sustainable development goals has to be achieved by 2030. Okay, so that has been adopted by all United Nations members in 2015. Okay, uh, okay, sir, Neetu sir, can I ask one? Yes, Neetu, please ask me first. Okay, please ask me first. You can. So this sustainable development goal agenda has been adopted by United Nations member state in 2015. Okay. So before 2015, before 2015, there were millennium development goals were there. So that has started from 2000 to 2015. Okay, then after that, from 2015 we have sustainable development goals. Okay, from 2015 to 2030, that we have to achieve all these sustainable development goals. Okay, so shared a blueprint for peace and prosperity. So total 17 goals have been selected under that. Okay, so total 17 goals have been selected in order to achieve that sustainable development goals. Okay, and there is a huge urgent need to address all these issues. They have recognizes that we need to end the poverty, and other deprivation must go hand in hand with strategies that improves your health, education, reduce inequalities, spurs the economic growth while tackling the climate change, working to preserve our ocean and forest. So everything we have covered under that. Okay. Uh, Neetu, your answer, see, whenever it is coming, we will be just let you know. Okay, just don't worry about it. Okay, and you can also you can just search on the internet. Just don't worry. Okay, just go through there and you can just get your dates. And if the data are coming, so we will be just letting you know in our channel only. Okay, so sustainable development goal is prepared by that has been a total it's a process. It is a built on a decade of work that has been done by countries and the United Nations, including the United Nations Department of Economic and Social Affairs. So it is not in a single country affair. So the whole countries of the world have sat together in the United Nations. Their officers have sat and they have prepared some agenda and they have come out to 17 goals that have to be achieved. Like we are in now the position that we have to achieve all these goals, because now we have a necessary resources, we have a necessary technologies and everything in order to achieve all those things. So we cannot give any kind of excuses right now that we cannot achieve this, we cannot achieve that. Okay, then what is the history of this all that is going on? Okay, as you all know that in June 1992 Earth Summit has taken in Rio de Janeiro in Brazil. That was the first time something related to climate has been discussed. Okay, so more than 178 countries have sat over there and they have adopted an agenda 71 over there. Okay, they have adopted a agenda 71. Okay, the main reason is to build a global partnership for sustainable development and also to improve human lives and protect the environment. Okay, normally if you read the NCRT books right now of 7th 8th and ninth, so this 1992 Earth Summit is mentioned each and every there, because this is the first time that something like this has taken place, and many country and all the countries have agreed to this. Okay, so member state unanimously adopted a Millennium Declaration or Millennium Summit in the UN headquarters in New York, and they have this summit led to the elaboration of 8 Millennium Development Goals. That means at that time they wanted to achieve 8 Millennium Development Goals. Okay, from 2000 to 2015. Okay, that they have to achieve, under which one goal was there to reduce the extreme poverty. Okay, from 2000 to 2015 they have to reduce the extreme poverty. Okay, but now in the sustainable development goals we have to completely phase out that poverty. Okay, there should not be poverty anywhere. Welcome, Arvind. Okay, so the Johnsburg Declaration of Sustainable Development and the Plan of Implementation adopted the World Summit on Sustainable Development in the South Africa in 2002. They have reaffirmed that the global community commitment of poverty reduction and environment, and that has to be built on Agenda 21. So that was your Millennium Declaration. Okay, hello Akriti. Then after that, at the United Nations Conference on Sustainable Development in Rio de Janeiro in June 2012, member states have adopted an outcome document. Like in after 20 years of 1992 summit. Okay, that 1992 summit has happened. After 20 years in 2012, they have again met at Brazil in Rio de Janeiro, and they have adopted an outcome document, like what exactly we are looking forward. Okay, so the future we want, the document name was the future we want. What is the future we want, in which they have decided to launch the process to develop a set of sustainable development goals. Okay, to build upon the Millennium Development Goals and to establish UN high level political forum on sustainable development. Okay, then on 2013 the General Assembly has set up a 30 member open working committee to work on the proposal of sustainable development goals. Then in January 2015, the General Assembly began the negotiating process on the post 2015 development agenda, because post 2015 there was no agenda, because Millennium Development Goals are getting over in 2015, so we need something in the future also. So from 2015 to 2030 we have developed our sustainable development goals. Okay, so the process has culminated into a subsequent adoption of this. What is this? 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development, and there are total 17 goals that have been highlighted under this. Okay, so this has been adopted in September 2015, that from 2015 to 2030 we have to achieve these 17 sustainable development goals. Okay, so that is our topic for today. So before starting the topic, we should know the history of that topic, from where the things are coming. Okay, hello Wasim, I'm good, I hope you are also good. Fine. So 2015 is a very important year with respect to the world. Okay, because it was a landmark year for multilateralism and international policy shaping, with the adoption of several major agreements. First of all, it is the Sendai framework for disaster risk reduction. This important document has been taken in March 2015. Then second one is your Addis Ababa Action Agenda on Financing for Development. Then the third one is your Sustainable Development Goals that we are going to discuss today, and Paris Agreement that has also taken place in 2015. So you can think that 2015 is a year of international importance, because four major things have been adopted in that year, in which the one of the topic that we are going to discuss, that is sustainable development goals, right? So these are the 17 sustainable development goals. The first one is no poverty, so these goals have to achieve by 2030. These all goals we have to achieve by 2030. That means there should be no poverty, there should be no hunger. The third goal is good health and well-being. The fourth one is quality education. Fifth one is gender equality. Sixth one is clean water and sanitation. Seventh one is affordable and clean energy. Eighth one is decent work for economic growth. Ninth one is industry, innovation and infrastructure. 10th one is reduced inequalities. Then sustainable cities and communities. 12th one is responsible consumption and production. 13th one is climate action. 14th one is life below water, and 15th one is life on water. And at the last, the 16th one is peace, justice and strong institution. And at the last, we need partnership from all countries for all these goals that have to be achieved. Okay, so these are the 17 goals that we have to achieve. So one by one today we will be just going through each and every goals. Okay, so the first one goal is no poverty. So before 2015 we have to reduce the extreme poverty, but now from 2015 to 2030, within this time frame, we have to completely phase out the poverty. There should not be any poverty by 2030. Okay, so since 1990, extreme poverty rate has been cut to half. That was a figure. Okay, so 1 in 5 people in developing region are still living in $1.25 a day. So this $1.25 is a poverty line of the international comparison. So if anybody is earning less than $1.25 a day, that means the person is in poverty. If they are earning more than this, they are in no poverty. Okay, so more or less, the more and less people are getting a little bit around here and there. Okay, so many people risk slipping back into the poverty. So there is a huge chance that people who just now became out of poverty, there is a chance of slipping back into the poverty. Okay, poverty is more than a lack of income and resources to ensure the sustainable livelihood. Okay, its manifestation include, like, there is a hunger situation, malnutrition is happening, limited access to education, basic services, social discrimination, exclusion, okay, and lack of effective participation in decision making. So these are all the factors that contribute for the poverty. So if we slowly phase out the things in this, automatically the poverty situation will also get improved in our country and throughout the world. Right now we are just talking about the world. Okay, then economic growth must be inclusive. Okay, it should be inclusive growth. Inclusive growth is because we are talking about because of this. It is not like that you are doing economic growth, only rich are getting richer and richer and poor are getting poorer and poorer. No, everybody should get the benefit of the economic growth of any place. Okay, so we should have sustainable jobs and promote equality. So that is why a few goals are there that is related to jobs and equality also. Till now, anybody has any kind of doubts, please let me know. Okay. Then we have a goal number two, that is zero hunger. Okay. So we have to totally phase out the hunger aspect. There should not be issue of any hunger in the future. Okay. End hunger and achieve the food security. For this, we have a National Food Security Act 2013, right, in our country, because that government wanted, they are providing the food to the needy people at a very subsidized rate. Okay. Then at the same time, agriculture, forestry, fisheries can provide nutritious food also. Okay. And they can also generate decent income, like they can sell all these products. Okay. Our soil, fresh water, oceans, forest and biodiversity are being rapidly degraded day by day. So this is the major issue. Soils, fresh water, ocean, forest and biodiversities are getting degraded day by day. Climate change has been yet another aspect of very variable food production throughout the world. So we have to tackle the climate change aspects in order to achieve the zero hunger by 2030. Okay. Then we have our increasing risk associated with disasters. Slowly drought and floods are happening. Okay. And many rural women's men can no longer make their end needs on their lands, because the lands are getting fragmented in our country and throughout the world. Some lands are drought prone, some lands are flood prone, and some there are various type of crops that you cannot grow and various type of land. So we have to make sure that the proper land and everything is maintained in a proper way. So a profound change of global food and agriculture system is needed if we wanted to nourish today 795 million hungry people. That means we need a drastic change. Turn around change we need if we really wanted to nourish 795 million hungry people throughout the world. And this number is going to be increased to 2 billion by 2050. So before the situation goes out of control from our hand, it is needed that we should take immediate precautionary measures. Okay. So the food and agriculture sector offers key solution for development and it is central for hunger and poverty eradication. So most of the hungry people are there in our Southeast Asia and your African countries. So these people need a huge amount of resources from the developed world and good support under various aspects. Okay. Now we come under the goal number 3, that is good health and well-being. Then the main is ensuring health, lives and promoting the well-being at all the ages is essential for sustainable development. Significant strides have been made. So as you all know that since 2 years we have taken a good proportion of our health, and we have able to develop various healthcare facilities throughout the world, because the COVID-19 situation has done a drastic change in our healthcare system of the world. Okay. So we have done huge, we have even reached to the various good levels of we have achieved some of the targets, like we have increased our life expectancy, we have reduced the various common killers, like various type of diseases were there, which are like because of the viruses and all those things. Okay. So we are able to achieve vaccination have been done in a proper way throughout the world. As you all know that India is the largest vaccine producer of the world. Okay. And child and maternal mortality rate have been reduced to a very good numbers. Okay. So major progress has been done in various like sanitation facility have been increased, clean water facility have been increased, and malaria's earlier people are used to get dead by malaria only. So the death by malaria, tuberculosis, polio and HIV AIDS virus have reduced to a large number. okay, but still many things have to be achieved, okay. So, however, much more effort is needed if we wanted to eradicate a wide range of diseases, and there are major emerging health issues that are also coming, because health is a place where new things keeps on generating. As you all know that world is also looking for biological war. So many new biological elements are getting created throughout the world, and because of that, we also have to be very well versed with all these things. So we need to have a proper good health and well-being, proper well-being facilities provided. Then comes our goal number 4, quality education. Normally education in our country, as you all know that in our country we are running our Sarv Shiksha Abhiyan, we are running mid-day meal, we are running, okay. So with this Sarv Shiksha Abhiyan and mid-day meal, we are able to call the student for the school. Earlier the students were not even going to the schools in the rural area, but with this Sarv Shiksha Abhiyan and midday meal, the students are getting attracted by the food that is being provided. They are still not attracted by the education the school is provided, they are attracted by the food that is provided by the school. So that was only our goal of providing the midday meal. First of all, we wanted the student to reach to the school. After that, we are looking for education. But quality education is a major issue in our country and even in the other parts of the world, because we have good number of teachers are there, but yeah, we are still looking for teachers to student ratio is very big. Normally it should be like that, the teacher to student ratio should be 29:1, it has to happen, but right now it is double of that, okay. More number of students are there but teachers are less, so we need some more recruitments of the teacher, and we need quality teachers. That means it is not like that we are just simply finishing off the syllabus, and I have myself seen into the schools, various schools I have gone, but the quality where the students start learning, because most in our country what is happening is that passing of the examination is the biggest aspect. Passing of the examination is the biggest aspect in our country. It is not about how much quality that you are getting, but just I want to pass. I have just got the passing marks, okay, I have passed this class. But people are not looking for the quality, whether that will be helpful in their in the near future if they go for any competitive examination or for the jobs or any kind of things. So quality aspects is issue still, okay. So education enables upward economic socio-economic mobility. Major progress has been made to increase the access of education. Access of education has been has increased already. Particularly girls are going to the schools, because earlier girls were not going to school because we are not providing them with a separate facility regarding the toilets and all those things. So right now each and every schools have a separate toilets, and various things related to girls have been provided, okay. So there is a 2018-19 target, 20 fact is there, which says that around still 250 million children were out of school in 2018 and 19. That means 1/5 of the world population is out of school, of that age group is out of school. No, sorry, 1/5 of the student population, global population, is out of the school. More than half of the children are adolescent worldwide, and they are not meeting a minimum proficiency standard, okay. So that is why quality education, that means they are not even properly able to read, and they cannot even do the proper mathematical operation, basic mathematical operation, plus minus, division and subtraction, okay. Now, and during the COVID-19 situation, everybody knows what has happened. The schools have got closed. Since 2 years, there was people students are not going to schools at all. Those who are studying in various big schools, they have been started doing their online education. But regarding the government schools, people who are studying in the government places, there was no kind of online education for them, and government has tried many things, but still you cannot expect them to go to at these places and start learning. Okay, so right now the major issue that will happen is that when the schools will reopen, before teacher should start anything else, teacher should know like under what quality status right now the students are, like what exactly, whether whatever they have left 2 years before, whether they are at that level or they have gone below that level. Okay, so there is a school closure impacting more than 91% of the students worldwide. So by March 2020, close to 1.9 billion children and youths were out of the school. Okay, and more than 369 million peoples are relying on school meals that is needed for their daily nutrition. So never before this kind of disruption has happened in the world. Especially this disruption has affected the most vulnerable and the marginalized people of the world. The global pandemic has far reaching consequences and may jeopardize hard won gains. That means whatever gain that we have gone in these few decades have totally gone waste. Right? So now we are moving into the till now anybody has any kind of doubts, they can please ask me, guys. Anybody has any kind of doubts or anything? Hello, good evening, Jagrati. Welcome to the session. Okay, so the goal number 5 is gender equality. Under gender equality, it is not only a fundamental right but a necessary foundation for peaceful, prosperous, and sustainable world. So it is gender equality. That means we have to treat each and every gender in a same way, the way which we want it to be get treated. Okay, whatever you think for yourself, please make sure that you provide anything, you also provide the same kind of equality to the other people. Do not just think that I am a male, she is a female, or any other gender, whatever it is, they are different. No, you have to make sure that whatever respect, whatever equality you think you should get, provide the same kind of equality to each and every section of people to whom you are interacting with. Okay, so right now more girls are going to schools, fewer girls are forced to earlier marriage, and more women are serving in the parliament and position of leadership, and law are being reformed and advance of the gender equality. As you all know that in our country we have given 33% reservation. We have given 33% reservation to women in Panchayat election. In Panchayat election, 33% reservation has been provided to the women. So we are from the earlier decades, and right now where we are, there was an ample improvement in the lives of the women. Okay, and right now they have their own say in their families also. But many in the people who are living in the rural areas, they are still a little bit not being that much open. But the people who are living in town cities, they are becoming more and more open, and they are getting more and more decision free. That means they have been got the decision to take on their life. They can take free decision on their life. But still many challenges are remaining. Discriminatory laws, social norms remains women to be continued as underrepresented. So there are various things are there where women remain underrepresented. Like, first of all, if they really wanted to provide reservation, they should have provided in the parliament. Okay, parliament. But in the parliament, they have still not provided that 33% reservation to the women. So this shows the mentality of the people sitting over there. And if you think that the temple of democracy is discriminating against the woman, so in the lower grade, you can think how much discrimination is going for the women. Okay, 1 in 5 women and the girls between the age and 49 experiences physical and sexual violence by an intimate partner within the 12 months period. So that is the case of the world. Okay, then the pandemic has also led to the increase in the violence against the women, because the people are getting locked in their families, fights are happening, depression, anxiety, and everything are happening. So there is an increased violence that has happening for women and the girls, and because of this pandemic, domestic violence, which we give it as a name. So still by 2030, all these things have to be achieved. Gender equality. See, it is not possible that there is any kind of parameter that you put that, okay, right now, from like if 100 girls are there, now 90%, 90 girls are not getting any kind of issues. Okay. See, these are all the things that society has to think in different way. Okay. Every society have their own way. Indian society is different. Other societies are different. So everybody has to take the different uh, solution for the problems, right? Now we are coming into the clean water and sanitation. So for this, since 2 years we are doing in a proper way. Since 2 years, this whole process we are doing in a proper way. Before that, I don't know. After that, also, I don't know. But since 2 years, everybody is doing this in a proper way. That I can tell it for sure. Okay, for sustainable progress, we have to make sure that sanitation, drinking facility, clean water has to be in a proper way, because billions of people are still lacking these basic facilities. Okay, like if you go to the South African countries, okay, so there is a huge issues of sanitation and clean water. Okay, in India we are running Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. Swachh Bharat Abhiyan we are running. Okay, so under that, sanitation, drinking water, and all these things are we are taking care. Okay, so worldwide, 1 in 3 people do not have access to the safe drinking water. 2 out of 5 peoples do not have a basic hand washing facility. But right now, everybody has having a sanitizer with them. Okay, and right now 673 million people are still practicing the open defecation. Throughout the world, still 673 million people are still practicing open defecation. But during this COVID-19 pandemic, okay, because of this sanitation and hygiene facilities, we have saved many lives. We have saved many lives. Yes, Jagrati, Jal Jeevan mission is also there. Very good. Thank you so much. And right now, government also like government is also running like tap facility. Like every household should have a tap facility, pipeline, water pipeline. Okay. So according to the World Health Organization, hand washing is one of the most effective action that you can take in order to reduce the pathogens and prevent the infection, including the COVID-19 virus. Okay, so now goal number 7 is regarding our affordable and clean energy. Very important, related to the future world. Okay, we are talking about clean energy over here. Clean energy is a energy that has been produced without releasing any kind of carbon emissions or various type of emission, and it should be also affordable. That means it should not be so much costly that people cannot afford it. Okay, right? So earlier, in our country, when solar energy just came, the per unit charge of our solar energy was rupees 70 per unit. But right now it is around 4.5 to 6.5 per unit. That means now it has become affordable. That means now this solar energy is competing with coal and our hydropowers. So this kind of affordability we need in order to have a proper adoption of the clean energy. Because why people should adopt that clean energy, just because it is already costly so much that we don't want to apply all these things. Whatever it is coming, it is fine for us. Okay, so but we wanted to make it affordable. So that is why throughout the world everything is going on, and our Indian government has pledged a target that we will be achieving 450 gigawatt of renewable energy. 450 gigawatt of renewable energy. Out of that, maximum will be coming out from the solar. Okay, so the world is making progress in the towards the goal number 7 with encouraging signs. Yes, wind, solar, then our hydro is there, tidal. Okay, so all these things are there that we are going towards it, and solar has taken a major leap in this. Okay, and everywhere you can see right now government is providing subsidies who are running solar power, like wherever petrol pumps you goes, even if you go by train or a flight from wherever, so you will see that huge solar plants are there. Various big companies are running solar power plants are there. Okay, and even the government is providing the solar pumps to the farmer in order to pump the water from the groundwater using a solar pump, and extra electricity that it produces you can provide it to the grid. So access to the electricity in the poorer countries have begun to accelerate. Energy efficiency is also improving. Renewable energy is making impressive gain in the electricity sector. So more focused attention is needed to improve access to the clean and safe energy. Because we need around 3 billion people are still lacking these facilities throughout the world, and maximum we wanted to increase the in the sub-Saharan countries, that is just above and below the Sahara desert. Okay, so there is the energy progress report is there that provides a global dashboard where you can just check that which countries is achieving which kind of progress, access, energy efficiencies and renewable energy. Okay, then comes our goal number 8, that is decent work and economic growth. That means we have to provide sustainable jobs. We have to provide sustainable jobs, and that has to be provided with proper economic growth. So job creation of the decent jobs to improve the living standards. Okay, because income has to be provided in a proper way. With that income, the standard of living of a people will also increase. So, since COVID 19 has disrupted the lives of many and endangered the global economy, the IMF expects a global recession in the coming future that is already going on, and nearly half of the global workforce is at a risk of losing their livelihood. And as you all know that there are news coming from various institutions that this much of the people have been laid off, this much people have been laid off from these companies. Okay, like that, because they are not able to cope up with the COVID-19, because of the many sectors have gone into the losses, and because of that they have to remove their workforce, like that. So even before the outbreak, 1 in 5 countries is a home to billions of people living in poverty. Economics and financial shocks keeps on happening, and that was a COVID-19 was one of the biggest shock. Okay, and such a disruption to the industrial production, falling commodity prices, volatility of the various financial market, there was a rising insecurity that is happening. Okay, these are all the things. Because of that, decent work has got reduced and economic growth has also came down. Then comes our goal number 9, that is build resilient infrastructure, promote sustainable industrialization and foster innovation. Okay, so we have to make sure that industry, innovation and infrastructure has to go hand in hand. Innovation and infrastructure can unleash a dynamic and competitive economic forces. World is still has a long way to go to fully tap this potential, because there is a huge potential in this innovation, industries and infrastructure. Since the world is going through this pandemic and proper industrial development is not happening, right now, if you can see that during this 2 years time from 2020 to 22, there was a huge innovation has happened in the various field. Okay. And many startups have came into being, regarding from your buying of milk to payment of anything, or even your hair cutting, and whatever it is, like whatever you think it of, for all the things startups are there. For everything startups are there. So this is an innovation that is needing. And this COVID 19 has hit the manufacturing the most, because people have reduced their consumption, because their income has got reduced. So because of that, people have reduced their consumption, and the manufacturing companies which are dependent on this consumption have been hit by that issues. Okay, so globally investment in the research and development is needed, and we need resilient infrastructure in order to foster innovation and growth in the near future. Okay, now the 10th goal is reducing inequality within and among the countries. As you all know that some countries are very rich, some are developed countries, some are underdeveloped countries, some are below than that, and some are called as developing countries. So there is a huge classification of various type of companies are countries are there. So we have to reduce this inequalities between them. Okay, reducing inequalities and ensuring that no one is left behind and integral to achieve a sustainable development goals. Inequalities within and among the countries is a huge cause of concern, because Africa, every time when we talk of Africa, that is the major part where such a big continent, and there is a huge inequality. People are dying because of hunger, no companies are investing in a proper way. So there is a huge gap between the people, between the status of the countries in Africa and various other worlds. So, and after doing many things, so this inequality has not been removed. Okay, there is a huge income inequality that is happening. Like if we say in our India, we have a per capita $1,000 per capita income, but that is the same in America, it is around $46,000 is an average. So you can say that there is a 46 times inequality is there from our country to the other country. So this income inequality and all those things has to be reduced within the countries. And COVID-19 has again deepened the existing inequality. So on the economic front, COVID-19 pandemic has significantly increased the global unemployment, and it has dramatically slashed the workers' incomes. COVID 19 has put at risk as a limited progress and gender equality and women rights over the past decades. Inequality are also deepening for vulnerable population in the countries with weaker health system. Those countries who have a very weaker health system, they are facing the existing humanitarian crisis. That means whether they will exist in the near future or not, that is also in question. Those countries who are having a weaker healthcare system, refugees and migrants, because the countries are not working in a proper way, many people from those countries are moving to various other countries for a better future. Okay, so we can call these as refugees, migrants, and as well as your indigenous population, older people, people with disabilities, they are being left behind. And right now hate speeches are also going on, and they are also targeting the vulnerable group is rising. Okay, till now anybody has any doubts, because we are left with 7 more goals, guys? Anything you wanted to ask to me, guys? Anybody has any doubts? Okay, so we move on. So goal number 11 is sustainable cities and communities. Obviously, we wanted sustainable cities and communities. because as you all know that there is a huge migration that is happening from the rural area to the urban areas, and urban areas there is a huge surge in the people from the rural areas. Because of that, the issues in the urban areas have becoming more and more sharper. Okay, so since 2007 more than half of the world population is living in the cities, and it is projected that by 2030 this people will be rising to 60%. That means 60% will be living in urban areas and 40% people will be living in rural areas. Okay, cities and metropolitan areas are powerhouse of the economic growth. That is why people wanted to go to the cities for a better life, and that is why cities are contributing 70% of the global carbon emission. Rapid urbanization is giving resulting in the slum dwellers, overburdened infrastructure like waste collection, water, sanitation, road and transport, air pollution like you can call it for a Delhi. Okay, unplanned urban sprawl is happening. All these things are getting out of control day by day because of a huge surge of people for a better future. So that is why we need sustainable cities and communities. So we have to make sure that our town areas, village areas are well versed with the some of the facilities that has been provided in the cities, so that this migration should get reduced to some extent. So the impact of COVID-19 has devastated the poor in the densely populated area, because as you all know that most of the cases of COVID-19 are from the cities area only, major cities. Even if you can think of a rural area, you cannot find many cases of the rural areas having any good cases of COVID-19, because of this huge surge in the people living in the cities. There is a very densely populated areas, and because of that people are getting very close by, and there is a huge issue of social distancing, and overcrowding of the cities has happened. Because of that, that virus has given so much of deaths to the people. Okay, so the UN Food Agency FAO warned that hunger and fatalities could rise significantly in the urban areas if we are not providing them with the proper access to food. Okay, so worldwide consumption and production. So code number 12th is responsible consumption and production. Okay, so whatever we are producing throughout the world, it should be in a responsible way, and the consumption also should happen in a responsible way. That means everybody should get the proper treatment related to consumptions and production. Okay, so worldwide consumption and production is a driving force of the global economy. That means the consumption will increase, so the production will increase, and if production will increase, the companies will start producing more. So because of that, our economy will also grow. Okay, so because of that, there was a huge destruction that has happened to the planet, natural environment, and the resources are getting utilized in a very unsustainable way. Economic and social progress over the last century have been accompanied by the environmental degradation. So because of this lack of responsible consumption and production, there was a huge environmental degradation that has happened. Okay, so these are some of the facts and figures. Around every year, around 1.3 billion tons, around like the value of $1 trillion food is getting rotting in in the various places. People are wasting this much of food. Okay, if people worldwide switch to energy efficient light bulb, the world will save around US dollar 120 billions annually. So we are going to reach 9.6 billion dollar sorry 9.6 billion people by 2050, and we need more additional natural resources as per our current lifestyle. And COVID-19 has given countries and opportunities to build recovery plans, because we really need a recovery plan if something kind of this pandemic has happened in the near future. Okay, so sustainable consumption and production is about doing more and better with the less. So this is what you have to remember. What is that? Sustainable consumption and production is about doing more and better with the less. Then goal number 13, now we came into the climate action. Okay, so 2019 was known as the second warmest year on record. Okay, and greenhouse gas on the atmosphere are getting rising day by day. So climate change is affecting every country on every continent, and because of that we are going through various climate summits that are happening throughout the world. Weather patterns are changing, sea levels are rising, extreme weather events are increasing, and they are becoming more and more extreme and very stronger. Okay, so there was a slight reduction in the greenhouse gas emission in 2020 just because of the COVID-19 pandemic that has come. Because of that, companies and various other places were shut down, so there was no additional carbon emission has been done. But slowly that will also start getting the carbon emission will start again rising, because once the all the economy started growing, so there will be carbon emission that will be rising. So we need some of the climate action plan for that. Okay, so the Paris climate has adopted in 2015 aim to strengthen the global response to the threat. Okay, we wanted to make sure that by to 2100 we wanted to make sure that our temperature of the earth remain under the 2 degrees Celsius range. That means it should not rise more than 2 degrees Celsius, and the most importantly they said that it should not rise more than 1.5 degree Celsius. Oh, so we are working towards that, and we that is why this conference of parties summit is happening. Okay, where all the parties of this climate things are meeting all together, and they are discussing on the future climate action plans. So under that, India has already given their own target, that is INDC. Okay, we have already given our target that we are going to achieve by 2030. Okay, we have one target we have to achieve by 2030, and another we will be achieving by 2070. We will be becoming a carbon neutral countries. That means whatever carbon we are releasing, that will be absorbed by our own country only. Now goal number 14, life below water. That means we have to check like what is happening below water, because 70% of our earth is water, right? 70% of our earth is water. So since everybody knows that the ocean drives our global system, habitable and humankinds, our rainwater, drinking water, weather, coastlines, foods, oxygen demands, and everything is regulated by our sea. So careful management has to be taken of the life that is happening below water, because the oceans are more important. So slowly why we are talking about ocean is that because our oceans are getting deteriorated, coastal waters are getting polluted, ocean acidifications are happening in a very large scales, and biodiversity loss is happening at a very larger scale. So saving oceans have to be remain a very priority, and marine biodiversity is very critical to the health and the people of our planets. Marine protected area need to be effectively managed and has to be well managed by the and why we have to need put better regulations for that in order to reduce the overfishing, marine pollution, and ocean acidification. After that, goal number 15 is life on land. Like whatever the life on land, like here we are talking about our animals also. So nature is critical to our survival, and it provides us with oxygen, regulates weather patterns, pollination, produce food, feed, and fiber. So human activities has altered almost 75% of the earth's surface. Around 1 million animals and plant species are threatened with extinction. That means those plants and species who are there in our world, they are being threatened by extinction. That means in the near future they will get extinct if it's better if the action has not been taken at the earlier. So there is a chance that they get extinct in the near future. Okay, so there was a report that is called Global Assessment Report on the Biodiversity and Ecosystem Services. So this report calls for transformative change, restore and protect the nature. It found that health of ecosystem on which we are all other species depending is deteriorating, and so we need that better protection is provided to all these species in order to protect the livelihood, food security, health, and quality of the life worldwide. And we have to make sure that forests are to be taken into proper consideration. Forests are vitally important for sustaining life on earth and climate, and they are good at fighting the climate change. Land restoration has to be happen in a proper way, because lands is getting degraded day by day. And the health of our planet also plays an important role in the emergence of the zoonotic diseases, that is diseases that are transmissible from animals to the humans. Okay, so there are various diseases that are transmitting from your animals to the humans. Those are called zoonotic diseases. So if we are not taking care of proper forest facilities and everything, so there is a chance that this disease can transfer from animals to the humans in the near future. So we need to make sure that we do not encroach on their land. We have to make sure that we should not do too much of contact with the wildlife, and we have to make sure that proper space have been left for all these species. After that, goal number 16 is peace, justice, and a strong institution. So, in the second last goal is conflict, insecurity, and weak institutions have provided a very limited access to the justice to the people world. So, people are fleeing the war, persecution, conflict exceeded 70 million in 2018. That means the people who are getting fleeing by war, persecution that is happening throughout the world, around 17 million people have left their houses, countries, and they, because as per the United Nations refugee agencies, uh, in 2019, United Nations tracked 357 killings and 30 enforced disappearance of the human rights defenders. That means there is a killing of human rights defenders that is happening throughout the world. Journalists are being killed, trade unionists are being killed, human rights activists are getting killed. So we need strong institutions in order to provide the punishment to all those peoples. As the birth of around 1 out of 4 children of the world under the age of 5 are not officially recorded. So there is no proof of legal identity to those peoples. So we have to make sure that proper justice is being provided. Every birth has to be recorded in a proper way. So that is why our government has started a maternity plan, where they are saying that if you are giving birth at the government institution, okay, if you are giving birth to in a government institution or hospital, then government will providing you with some kind of money. Okay, Jagriti, just wait for my last goal. After that, I will tell you what to remember. Okay. Then the last goal is partnership from the all countries. Okay, this is the major important goal that we have to achieve. Like all these goals, that means all the 17 goals will not be achieved until this 17th goal is achieved. That means partnership has to be achieved. First of all, the developed countries of the world has to provide proper aid. They have to provide with proper money. Many rich people have created foundations, like your Bill Gates and Melinda Foundation is there, Ajim Premji Foundations are there, Tata Sons Foundations is there, even our Narayan Murthy Foundation is there. Everywhere foundations are there. So we need partnership from various countries in order to provide financing. You all know that in 2015, in the Paris climate, it was agreed that $100 billion will be provided every year to the developing countries and the underdeveloped countries in order to tackle for the climate change. Still, the developed countries is not providing that. So the level of aid is falling. So we need to make sure that those countries who are developed, they should provide better technologies, better resources, proper aid to the developing countries in order to achieve all these goals. Due to this COVID-19 pandemic, the global economy is projected to contract by 3%, and worse recession can come at any time. So we need a strong international cooperation, and now more than even to ensure that countries have the means to recover for the pandemic, we have to build back better and achieve a sustainable development goals. So there are total 17 goals. Under 17 goals, we have 169 targets that have to be achieved. So by 17 goals, we have to achieve 169 targets. This is very important by 2030. So these are all the 17 goals that are related to our sustainable development goals. Now, yes, Jagriti, what you are saying, sir, we have to learn these data also. See, Jagriti, first of all, you should know these 17 goals by heart. These names: Partnership for Goals, Peace, Justice, and Strong Institutions. So these names you have to remember properly. Okay, whether you remember the data or not, that doesn't matter, but only few figures you should know. Okay, data is not that much important. The important is exactly the goal and how you are projecting it. Okay, you just do not focus on that much of data, because data keeps on changing. Okay, data keeps on changing. Okay, at the last, whenever the exams are coming, whatever exam is coming, we will be providing you with the updated data. Okay, you don't have to remember all these data right now. You don't have to. Okay, you just remember these 17 goals name. Okay, you should know what we are trying to achieve, what exactly is the cause, and what is the solution for that. Okay, 17 goals, you should know the causes and you should know the solution for that. Okay, so this is what exactly you have to achieve. Right, now, any other questions anybody is having? Anybody else has any kind of questions? So guys, today at 9 p.m. I have a session on descriptive answer writing. Okay, descriptive answer writing. So I just expect everybody to be at 9 p.m. So we will be discussing one more report today, and on that we will be providing you with one question that you have to write it on our platform. Okay, so guys, thank you so much for attending the lecture. It is so good to see you, and thank you for attending the lecture. Please, at the last, never forget to like, subscribe and follow, and please, it is my humble request to provide some of the comment in the comment box after the session gets over, so that we should know whether you are liking this or not, or what exactly you needed. Please write it on the not on the chat box, in the comment box once the session gets over. Okay, so thank you so much, guys. I will be meeting you all at 9 p.m. So today's this lecture has gone a little bit longer because so much of data was there. Okay, so but I wanted to make sure that you should know each and everything, so that if anything comes, so you should have something in your mind. Okay, yeah, see you, Lalit, Akriti, Jagriti. I just also wanted to see you at that time. Thank you so much. Please attend that lecture also. So see you at 9 p.m. again, guys. Thank you so much. Bye bye. Good night. Sorry, not good night. We'll be seeing you at 9 p.m. again. Okay. So till that, never forget to like, subscribe, and follow. And please write some comment in the comment box. Okay. Thank you so much, guys. Bye bye. Take care.